Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Today we're diving straight into a really profound secret, one that's been hidden in the deep, mystical traditions of spiritual practice. We're exploring the ancient, undeniable connection between feminine energy and ultimate spiritual awakening. And you know what? It turns out this isn't just some modern New Age theory. This is a profound truth that sages have recognized and revered for literally thousands of years. So, that brings us to a huge question. Why exactly did these ancient sages believe that women hold the ultimate key to the universe? This question has been echoing through ashrams and ancient texts for millennia. Like, why is it said that a woman is the very form of energy herself? And why is hitting that ultimate spiritual awakening considered so much easier for her than for a man? Well, let's unlock the ancient wisdom of yoga and tantra to find out. Okay, let's dive into this by defining our core term here. We've all heard the word Kundalini, right? It's a word that instantly stirs up these waves of mystery and power. But as a quick refresher, ancient traditions tell us that this divine energy actually rests within every single one of us. Picture it like a sleeping serpent, coiled up incredibly tight at the very base of your spine, right in what's known as the Muladhara chakra. Section 1. The Serpent's Ascent. Understanding Kundalini. So, what happens when this intense, sleeping energy actually decides to wake up? Sages note that it starts climbing upward, literally like a rising serpent. It powerfully pierces through the body's 7 spinal chakras one by one, traveling all the way up to the Sahasrara, or the crown chakra at the top of the head. This right here is the ultimate destination. It's the exact place where the soul meets the divine, completely throwing open the doors to profound joy and ultimate liberation. Moving on to Section 2, the Supreme Shakti, Scriptural Revelations. Now, what's really interesting about this is how ancient texts like the Upanishads break down the entire universe to explain why this awakening so heavily favors women. They say the universe is made of 2 fundamental forces. You've got Shiva, the male principle, which is static, peaceful, and strictly observant. And then you have Shakti, the female principle, which is active, highly creative, and constantly in motion. The universe literally only functions when these 2 meet. And that dynamic interplay is the exact basis of Kundalini. The ancient texts are remarkably clear on this point. Inspired by scriptures like the Devi Mahatmya and Tripa Rahasya, we get this beautiful truth. A woman is not merely a physical body. She is the foundational power. She is the living, breathing source of the universe's creation and preservation. For all the female viewers watching this explainer right now, take a second to recognize that. You are the very embodiment of this massive cosmic power. So here is the crucial realization. Kundalini is Shakti, and while men often have to undergo these incredibly harsh, rigorous external disciplines, sometimes spending decades meditating alone in freezing caves just to get a fleeting glimpse of this energy, women actually possess it as a natural birthright. It just sits right there within them effortlessly. Let's look at Section 3, Biology and Psychology, the Natural Advantage. It turns out, nature actually wires women for a much faster awakening. Biologically speaking, it's fascinating. First off, female bodies are deeply synced with lunar cycles, which creates these rhythmic, biological vibrations that naturally align with spiritual energy. Second, they have a profound built-in connection to the Ida Nadi, which is the cooling lunar energetic channel of the body. When this channel is active, say during meditation, a woman's body absorbs subtle spiritual vibrations so much more deeply. And third, their heightened hormonal sensitivity actually acts like an antenna, rapidly catching and awakening these subtle energy centers. But it absolutely does not stop at biology. Mentally and psychologically, women naturally possess this profound emotional openness, right? They have this inherent empathy and a deep, deep capacity for devotion. Yogic texts tell us that devotion and emotional openness are basically rocket fuel for spiritual energy. While a male practitioner might rely heavily on pure effort and strict mental control to force things to happen, a woman's inherent openness acts as a powerful catalyst, clearing the path without those mental roadblocks. The key here is surrender over control. Because women naturally lean towards surrendering to an experience rather than trying to forcefully dominate or control it, the spiritual energy flows without hitting a wall of resistance. This means that during basic meditation or chanting, their emotional depth naturally clears the way, making their spiritual experiences significantly deeper, faster, and just way more profound. Section 4. Echoes of the Yoginis, Mystical Experiences. So, transitioning from ancient theory into actual reality, we see this play out in modern ashrams all the time. Female practitioners, or yoginis, frequently experience absolutely incredible mystical phenomena. Honestly, just through basic meditation and chanting, so many report spontaneous energy awakenings, sudden and vivid intuitive visions, and the really rapid development of deep healing abilities. And they often reach these states far quicker than their male counterparts. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why women are so highly revered in tantric traditions. Their innate sensitivity allows them to navigate these unseen energies completely masterfully. They recognize the subtle, quiet signs faster, effectively becoming their very own intuitive guides on the spiritual path. They don't always need someone telling them what to feel, they just know. But hold on just a second. We really need to pause here and ask a very serious question. Is this rapid awakening always safe? Because make no mistake, we're talking about raw, immense, completely life-altering power here. Which brings us to Section 5. The power requires discipline, rules of practice. Even with all that natural ability, the sages strictly warn that immense discipline is absolutely required. There are essentially 4 pillars of safe practice. Let's walk through them. First up, a guru's guidance. You need an expert to safely control and direct that massive energy rush. Second, a pure diet. This keeps the physical body light and prevents energetic blockages. Third, mental stability. This is crucial to prevent emotional chaos or fear when things get intense. And fourth, total surrender. This maintains your overall spiritual balance. Listen, without these 4 pillars, a sudden rise in energy can cause severe physical and psychological turbulence. The texts make it incredibly clear. Kundalini is not a toy. It's not a casual weekend hobby. It is an automatic, profound alteration of your life. An unprepared awakening leads straight to chaos, which is exactly why this process has to be treated with the absolute utmost respect and careful preparation. All right, Section 6, the ultimate payoff, liberation and compassion. Now, when you do practice with that proper discipline, the rewards are just beautiful. An awakened Kundalini transforms a person entirely, from the inside out. We're talking about developing boundless compassion for all forms of life. You get razor-sharp intuition that effortlessly guides your daily decisions. You tap into this unshakable inner peace that completely banishes fear. And you experience radiant physical and energetic health as all your centers perfectly align. It's truly a complete metamorphosis. And the best part? This transformation creates a massive ripple effect. When a woman achieves this kind of internal spiritual victory, she absolutely doesn't just keep it to herself. She becomes a radiant beacon of peace and positivity for her family, her society, and her entire community. Her environment is literally elevated just by her presence in it. To sum up the core thesis of everything we've looked at today, I want you to remember this quote. Every woman houses the divine. Her energy waits only for the right path and balance. Your potential isn't something you have to go out and endlessly search